92.9 Dave FM, Joe Jackson. Is she really going out with him? I'm Mara Davis, and I get excited when comedians stop by. Please say hi to, you know his voice. I know your voice, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute. But Greg Proops is here.
Hi, Mara Davis. Hi, Atlanta.
Now, whose line is it anyway, obviously?
Marvelous.
Marvelous, huge show. But I have to tell you, I hear your voice regularly in my house. And that is on Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
Can we fix
Well
it?
done, Mara. Scoop, go get Mark.
Okay, you're so great on that show.
Thank you. How old are your children, Mara Davis?
My son is 3.
Uh-huh.
So I always think of you when I watch it. And I love how there's also an out lesbian on that show.
Yeah. His girlfriend, Wendy. They get very huffy when I would suggest that Wendy looked exactly like Bob except with earrings, which she does, by the way.
Well, I'm thinking to myself, and if you watch the show, you know, I'm like, wow, this show is really progressive. I love it.
And Bob and Wendy aren't really a couple somehow. Wendy has her own trailer, and she loves construction work.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it is.
That they would have the same interest.
It is. How did you get that job?
It was a very fun job to get. I went in and auditioned in London because it's an English cartoon, and I dubbed it into North American for them. There's a comedian named Neil Morrissey who does the English one. Sounds a bit like Paul McCartney, actually.
Okay.
And his Bob's like that. Hey, Scoop, go get Monk. And I was doing funny voices, and I was doing this voice and that voice, and they went, could you just do it in your voice, please? So I read it like this, like I'm talking to you right now. And then they were like, perfect. And I'm like, are you saying that my voice sounds like a cartoon character? And they actually gave me the job on the spot.
Unbelievable.
Which has never happened in the history of show business, for those of you who are out there listening, who think that show business is this weird thing and that people on TV make up the words they say. The idea of actually I walked into the lobby, or, out of the studio into the outer part of the studio, and they went, do you want to do it? And that's never happened. I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but it never happened to me.
And you must love that, because those shows are the gift that keep on giving.
I ran outside and I called my voice agent in London and I said, call them back this instant, because they've just made up their minds. And you know what happens if they don't? We're going to read a few more people. You know how that works. It just goes on and on and on and on. So that one, it was really fun to do that one.
Okay.
And now I'm on a show that your son's too young to watch, sadly. On Nickelodeon called True Jackson VP.
Okay.
We're on Saturday after iCarly. If your son was an 8-year-old girl, I would be right in there with him right now. Because in 2 years, he won't be into Bob anymore, because by 5, they're done.
That's right.
By 5, they're done.
Well, you're fantastic on that show, Bo. You're here to talk about your big night tonight. And you're pretty much popping the cherry at the Laughing Skull Lounge, which is the newest place for comedy, vortexcomedy.com. You're doing the first night at our in-town comedy club, so good for you.
I'm doing comedy at almost every place you can do comedy in Atlanta tonight. First we're at the Funny Farm, then we're nipping over to the Laughing Skull.
Okay.
And I understand that Christian, oh my God, I'm blanking on his last name. Oh, never mind. I won't say that. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. But there might be other special guests, too, at the Laughing Skull Lounge. And we're very much looking forward to it.
Okay.
Because it's not alternative comedy, because alternative comedy is tragedy.
Okay.
It's progressive comedy, because we go forward, not backwards.
So you'll be doing nothing about Bob the Builder?
Probably not.
Okay.
Unless I get some 3-year-olds come in drunk. You know how they're out rolling, they're drinking apple juice and whatnot. They got the handle on both hands, the cup with 2 handles.
And by the way, great job on Flight of the Conchords this week.
Thank you,
terrific.
darling. Thank you for knowing that. There's certain radio hosts in this town who aren't aware of that show.
You were great. Well, it was funny because I was watching it on HBO, and I'm kind of hot and cold with that show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my God, there's Greg Proops, and you're coming in. So how perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody go see Greg Proops this weekend. FunnyFarmComedyClub.com, but tonight you're at VortexComedy.com at the Laughing Skull Lounge. You're awesome.
That's right. It's in the hip, pulsing, throbbing center of Atlanta's hip district.
I like the way you say throbbing. Can you say that again?
Yes. It's in the hip, throbbing, pulsating, throbbing, oscillating cosine of the Hypnus district.
Thank you, Greg Proops. You're
Thank you,
Springsteen
Mary
on
Davis.
Dave.